my team and think I'm just a nut. I think it's effective, but yeah, it is in my thoughts all the time about why do they kill themselves to make what they do what they do for me. And I think I say, look, it's because of what we're making is going to live beyond us. And we want to contribute to the culture the same way I have been powerfully affected by 500-year-old, 1,000-year-old, 2,000-year-old objects that were made with intensity and passion. We're trying to add to that. We're trying to, that's how the U.S. will be defined. We won't know Donald Trump. We won't know Joe Biden. We won't know much about all the particulars. I mean, those who know the Ghibellines and the Guelphs and all the details of Florentine society of the 15th and 16th century, they're specialists. I tend to know it because I'm nutty about that era. But, I mean, does it matter? What matters is that things came together and some people produced for a period of 100, 150 years there in Florence some extraordinary leaps of human intellect and ability that have inspired everybody since that time. And I kind of feel like that should be the goal today, still. So anyway.
No,
there we go.
Your passion is obvious, Barry. So you have a show up right now at Magnoni Gallery in New York. Cy Twombly, Barry Exball, A History of Painting and Sculpture. What will people see there if they swing by in the next couple of months?
It's a small gallery. Fernando is well known for showing minimalist artists. He's related in by his family has Elvira Gonzalez Gallery in Madrid. He's from Madrid. Well known for minimalist masters and always beautiful booths at the fairs. And I like him as a guy a lot. And he and my dealer out of Milano, Paul McCabe, who's been all over. I did shows with him in Stockholm, and he's South African, and he spent a lot of time in London and New York. They kind of actually independently came up with this idea, which to me made perfect sense. It's two American guys me and Cy Twombly, who may be the most influenced by the work of Italy. I mean, Twombly spent 50 years there. He basically escaped from New York and spent the rest of his life kind of almost in solitude in Italy. And I'm going there multiple times for my material, my scanning historical sculptures, for the many shows I've had there. I have a lot of collectors and now fabricators, multiple fabricators in Italy I've connected with on metal, machine parts, furniture components, stone, etc. It's an incredibly rich country. It's not a new assessment there. And it's just about how two guys who spent their life responding to that country and the art it produced, kind of got to two different places, but there's a lot of linking elements in the show. So my works in the main gallery are from my Medardo-rosso project, inspired by the work of the late 19th, early 20th century artists. And Twombly's are all on the wall. And we borrowed some really seminal works of his from the early 50s when he was in New York. And, it's a bit poetic, the link. It's not one-to-one correspondences, but you have to see it, is all I can say. It's an honor to be showing with his work. He was a great artist.
And Barry, if folks wanted to keep track of you and your work and what the latest is there your website? Is that the best place for people to keep track of your practice?
There's a lot of things going on right now. The website, pretty good overview. I have a social media guide. There's an Instagram feed that we post every day on what's going on at the studio. We had a 90-person Passover Seder here on Friday night.
Wow.
And, 50 people cooking and serving and truckloads of material coming in. It was a lot of fun with a well-known collector, a friend of mine. And that kind of stuff is visible. We are talking to several people on the NFT front. That's going to be coming up. And then there's a variety of exhibitions in the cards. There's next big one would be in Florence at several of the historical sites. The Donatellos I was talking about scanning. I will be exhibiting in Florence at places like the Baptistery and Palazzo Medici, the Palazzo Vecchio, etc. And then, I had a show in Baku, a big one in the Zaha Hadid designed Haydar Aliyev Cultural Center there, Baku, Azerbaijan. We don't know with the war and how I feel about it, etc. That's a bit on hold. A lot of large commissions coming up that are fantastic. There's kind of a lot going on out there. So, I guess it gets publicized too. So.
Well, it sounds like you stay busy, Barry, and even more reason for me to thank you for giving up an hour of your day to have a conversation with me. I really appreciate your generosity, and it's been quite a pleasure talking to you about your journey and your work, and I can't wait to see more.
Well, thank you, and again, I really appreciate you doing your homework.
That's all the time we have for this week. You've been listening to ArtSense. You can find the show on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. If you've enjoyed this podcast, be sure to subscribe. And while you're there, please rate the show and leave a quick review. Your feedback is the key to other folks finding us. And if you'd like to see images related to the conversation, read the transcript, and find other bonus features, you can go to cambia.art and click on the podcast tab. If you'd like to reach out to me, you can email me at craig@cambia.art. Thanks for listening.